this video, I'm gonna go over the science, why visualization actually works, not just only for celebs and athletes, and how to apply it in your own life so that you can win big as well. Countless times you will hear athletes in interviews say how they visualized the winning shot. Visualize themselves holding up the championship, visualized winning this series. And you can apply the same visualization techniques that athletes do to win at your big game of life. It is not hard to find celebs and successful people talking about how they visualize their dreams coming true. From Jim Carrey to Oprah, these huge levels of success, and they're not quiet about it. First off, I want to share a couple stories of athletes and celebs so that it just sets the tone of, wow, they were using visualization to achieve the level of success. Yes, they were. Number one is Kobe Bryant. He talked about this a lot in his interviews.
At least how I would go to sleep. I'd lay down, I'd imagine playing for the Lakers, and I would imagine what the uniforms look like. I'd imagine where we'd be playing, and the smell of the arena and all sorts of stuff.
Really got deep into the visualization of what he wanted.
And I would see myself, getting hot, and score 10 straight points. But in a dream, why would you ever interrupt that? You're not going to have a dream and be like, okay, and then he misses his next 6. It's not going to happen. So you just keep dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. And before I sleep, I'm at 120 points.
Him winning, rehearsing it over and over and over.
So when you download that into your system and you go out in the court and you're just executing things that you've done thousands of times before, and you have that dream, then that becomes possible.
Michael Phelps, his coach had him visualizing, first getting in a relaxed state and then visualizing.
Then I tell them it's like watching a movie. It's essentially what it is. Sometimes it's like you're sitting in the stands watching yourself swim. And sometimes it's like you're in the water swimming.
He says in many interviews that he believes his mental strength was what really made him stand out in his career.
So by the time Michael steps up on the block to swim a race in a World Championships or Olympic Games, he's swum that race hundreds of times in his mind before he gets up there.
Visualizing over and over that it just became second nature, the swim. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't even think I'm saying his last name right, so Schwarzenegger. He visualized winning at bodybuilding, and then when asked, what are you gonna do after bodybuilding? There's not a lot of money in it. He said, I'm gonna go be an A-list Hollywood actor. And having broken English, people were just like, okay, sure. What happens? He gets famous for that one line in The Terminator. Is it I'll be back? I'll be back. Something like that. And his accent, how he was this big bodybuilder, who he was cast for the movie. He was the perfect cast. Can you see how this can just work? He went from being a bodybuilder. He's like, now I'm gonna go be a Hollywood actor. And then now he's like, I'm just gonna be in American politics. How is this not blowing your mind yet? Hit a like button if it is, because it's blowing my mind. I'm gonna hit it for you. Conor McGregor, UFC fighter, if you don't know who he is, he talked a lot about how law of attraction, his sister sent him the book, The Secret, or to watch the movie, and he just started applying it into his life.
When we were driving into the shopping mall, I would always visualize that the car park space right at the front door would be empty for me. And I became so damn good at it that I was able to go into bouts against undefeated fighters with insane fighting legacies.
He stands out. He has manifested amazing, incredible things.
I was able to go in front of the world and tell the world, I'm gonna knock this man out with this exact shot at this exact time, and I done it back to back to back.
From wins in his career of UFC, an incredible, unfathomable life. Oprah talking about how her vision boards are a huge part of visualizing and manifesting her amazing life. And Jim Carrey, when he was a struggling actor, wrote himself a check for $10 million, would sit in his car and just visualize and imagine him living this amazing life. and Dumb and Dumber came along and he got paid $10 million for that role. I could go on and on and on here of different celebs, different athletes talking and speaking about their achievements, their successes, their visualized goals and dreams from different arenas to professions to people. So yes, it doesn't just work for athletes and celebs, it gets to work for you too. It's worked in my life. I have an amazing vision board on the back of my phone and almost everything on it has come true. I have a helicopter. I went on a helicopter the first time when I was in Alaska. I have jewelry here, Rolex, Cartier ring I got as a gift. Rolex, got unexpected money, purchased that. That was fun. Here, vacations. I went on so many trips and did so much travel last year that it just blew my mind. I was away like every week essentially in the summer, and then a big trip like almost every month. It was really wild, really, really cool. Person in love, manifested my boyfriend, the love of my life, and it shows like they're on a beach. We do a lot of beach trips, so that's fun. This is a cozy home that's currently being manifested. YouTube's happening, so almost every picture on here has happened, and I made this like 3 years ago. I don't even remember exactly when. Visualization works. You're probably like, okay, how does it work? Let me give you the science behind it. Your mind does not understand the difference between real and imaginary. So when you close your eyes, you're tapping into that imaginative part of your mind, your subconscious. Science, psychology proves and shows we run off of our subconscious 95% of our day. So when you are programming, conditioning, visualizing, and imagining, so when you visualize and imagine, you're really programming, you're putting that into your subconscious, like you're downloading a program onto your computer. Think of that as visualizing. Every time you're visualizing, it's like you're putting that download into your computer. But the mind computer is a little bit different. You have to repeat it. So it takes about 21 days for this program to be downloaded into your subconscious. I just call it programming and conditioning, but this is the analogy that's coming through. And now your subconscious is running off of that program. So if you have a program that nothing ever happens for me, nothing works out for me, I'm not good enough, that's how you move through life, that's how you talk, that's how you walk, the world shows you a reflection of that program. Or you program your mind, I'm winning, you're seeing what it is that you want, that goal, that dream, that desire happening, you feel it, taste it, touch it, smell it, and you're repeating that over and over. Well, that's how you're gonna start to move. That's how you're gonna start to walk. That's how you're gonna start to talk, because it's going into your subconscious mind. Because that subconscious isn't gonna be like, this isn't real, this is imaginary. It's going right in. So why this works for athletes is they're practicing and rehearsing that skill, that shot, holding the championship, getting the pass, shooting the hoop, making the goal over and over again. And it's getting into their subconscious, but also into their emotional home, into their body, that excitement, that passion, that drive, that motivation. So their mind, their body are now, again, like Michael Phelps said, it's second nature when they're on the court, when they're on the ice, when they're swimming in the Olympics. It's mind and body moving them, not just that practical time and skill, which of course we have to do our part, but this is like being your part. This is getting the edge on your competition. Like, look at all the people that I showed and shared example of. They all stand out in their career, and this is part of why they stand out. Of course, they do many, many other things, but they talk a lot about visualization. So when it's in your subconscious is leading you throughout your day. You're gonna make different decisions, you're gonna make different choices, you're gonna do things differently when it's in your subconscious. When it's in your body and your emotional home, you're showing up with more energy, more passion, more fire. That's a magnetic energy. That is an electric buzzing feeling. Your world reflects that back to you. It's your electromagnetic signature. It is science. Electro thoughts, magnetic feelings. It's what you're casting out into the world. So not only are you operating and moving differently, but the world is operating and moving differently with you. It's responding. Okay, you feeling the vibe? Now let's go through a visualization so you can just get into the practice of it, because some people are like, I can't imagine. You can, you might just have turned that part of your mind off, and we can turn it back on. Let's start with something small so there's no like weird resistant energy around it. We're gonna work with visualizing and manifesting a cup of coffee. Now, if you don't like coffee, insert your own favorite warm beverage. I'm gonna use coffee because I really like it and I can explain it really nicely. So this will just take a couple minutes, and I'm gonna guide you through the whole visualization practice so that you can see that you can visualize something so simple and so small that you can start to expand your bandwidth and capacity to imagine and visualize that big dream, that big goal, and that big desire. But it's good to have a nice foundation so you have proof for your subconscious and for your mind that this works. This works. Athletes, celebs, successful people talking about all the time, the science behind it. Now you get to run through it. It's like this beautiful layered cake that we're creating. So I just want you to take a seat, start to close your eyes and take some nice, full, deep breath cycles. And as you take these breath cycles, feel them calming and relaxing you. And from this calm and relaxed state, I want you to start to imagine and see like your mind is playing a movie. And turning on your movie screen, someone you know or a stranger starts to walk towards you, holding a steaming cup of coffee. They're smiling at you, a warm energy they have, and in their hands they carry a simple but powerful gesture of kindness, a cup of coffee wrapped in a familiar coffee shop sleeve, and it's extended towards you. See steam rising out of the cup. This feeling you're slightly caught off guard of this unexpected gesture of kindness. And you hear them say something to you. I got this for you to brighten your day. As you take that first sip of coffee, the sound of the coffee being sipped, slurped, as you smell that aroma of fresh coffee filling your senses. It smells, it tastes like comfort. Breathing in that scent of coffee, letting it awaken appreciation, gratitude, joy. As you hold this cup of coffee, that warmth that spreads through your hands. And it's more than just the heat of the coffee, the warmth of the gesture itself, sinking and settling in. Each sip after sip is pure magic, smooth, bold, perfectly to your exact preferences. It's exactly what you needed, even if you didn't realize it before. This random, unexpected gesture of kindness for a delicious cup of coffee, a reminder that you are seen, thought of, and cared for. Your heart swells with the unexpected gratitude, not just for the coffee, but for the thoughtfulness of receiving it. A simple gesture that carries so much warmth. with the sheer joy of being surprised in a small yet mighty, meaningful way. Feeling this moment wrap around you like the warmth of the cup of coffee in your hands. So as you see, feel, sense, experience that moment, starting to blink your eyes to open. It's so powerful to start with something small that you're unattached to, and to let your imagination, those faculties within your mind, start to fire up. Now that is an example of how to visualize in your own life. So we started with a cup of coffee, which definitely come back and comment when you do manifest this cup of coffee unexpectedly, whether it's from a stranger or someone you know, and it's just a random act of kindness, because it will surprise you that even just spending a little bit of time feeling, seeing, sensing, and visualizing this, that it's gonna happen for you. And if you don't like coffee, let me know when some other delicious warm beverage flows into your life. Okay, so you're probably like, cool, but let's manifest something greater and grander. All right, now how to apply this into your own life for a dream, goal, or desire is having a clear vision, picture, movie that you can walk yourself through that invokes your senses. So the seeing, sound, touch, smell, taste. I like to add in the feelings as well. So what is it? It happening or happened. So for example, if I use me as a YouTuber, my visualization, it could be me recording and seeing myself record and just so excited I'm connecting to my thriving YouTube channel. What I really like, there's this one prompt where I'm being interviewed by a podcaster and they're asking me about my YouTube success. I can really get into that one. So writing out what that is for you. ChatGPT also gives really good prompts. If you're like, not sure, just typing in there, give me a visualization with all my 5 senses for blank, whatever your dream, goal, or desire may be. And then there you go. That's just a good way for you to start getting in. I don't like to rely on ChatGPT for everything though, because remember, like, this is for you. So tweak it, make it so it's actually resonant for you and not just like robotic. You really want to feel something. So once you have that clear vision of it happening or it happened, what your 5 senses you'd be experiencing, visualize this. You want to do it right in the morning or right at night. You are naturally in a theta brainwave state. And a theta brainwave state means your subconscious is the most active, and when you're working with your subconscious mind, this is the most powerful time to do any type of manifestation work, whether it's visualization, scripting, affirmation work. And just like Michael Phelps said in his interview, he would do relaxation techniques before. So that is really important. If you're not doing it right in the morning or right at night, you can do this anytime throughout your day, but you do want to be in that relaxed theta brainwave state. So taking deep breath cycles, taking yourself through a relaxation meditation before, if you're doing this throughout the day and you're not in that theta brainwave state. So some common questions is how long to spend in visualization for it to be effective. This is going to be different for every person. So if you're like, I have to do 10 minutes, but you lose the energy, you lose the visualization after 5, don't do it for 10 minutes. So with that coffee one, that was less than 5 minutes, just really however long you can stay in that energy and that feeling, it will be effective. Another question was, if I apply this, how often should I visualize? Once a day for 21 days. Again, this isn't going to be the same for everyone. That is a really good general rule of thumb to follow, because your subconscious learns through repetition. And science, psychology shows after 21 days is that general sweet spot where new neural nets and new neural pathways are formed. So 3 weeks, 21 days, every day, morning or night, or before a or after a relaxation technique. Do you visualize the same thing over and over? Yes, visualize the same movie screen, the same clip over and over. You don't need to switch it up. I mean, if it helps you stay in the energy and the vibe, you can, but I recommend, just for simplicity's sake, see the same thing and visualize the same thing over and over. If you have any other questions that I didn't answer, definitely leave them in the comments below, and I'll either comment reply or I will make another video with questions. And also let me know if you'd like me to make a separate video where I'm walking you through your dream visualization, if you're finding that it's just difficult for you to get yourself on there on your own. Have fun with this, enjoy it, let yourself just be there in that movie scene, feeling it, seeing it, sensing it, and maybe one day you will be interviewed for how you visualized your amazing, massive, incredible, wonderful dream, goal, and desire. Links in the description box below to check out. Till next we meet, manifest on, friends.